This is Rummy's Corner. Big George Foreman got his first opportunity to fight for a championship on January 22nd, 1973, when he challenged undisputed WBA, WBC heavyweight world champion Smokin' Joe Frazier. Early on, the champion was looking to land a big left hook, but Foreman soon landed some heavy shots that dropped Frazier. Frazier made it to his feet, but Foreman had him in trouble again and dropped him with a devastating uppercut. Frazier again rose, and as the opening round was about to end, Foreman sent him down for the third time. Frazier survived, but another savage assault from Foreman had him down again early in round 2. Frazier battled, but a blistering left hook had him back on the canvas. Still Frazier battled, but Foreman clubbed him down again. Smokin' Joe made it to his feet yet again, but this time referee Arthur Mercanti didn't like what he was seeing and he waved it off. It was a second round technical knockout and George Foreman had just become the new, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Foreman made the first defense of his heavyweight world championship on September 1st, 1973, when he faced challenger Jose Roman. The challenger was using a lot of movement in the early going. Foreman soon began unloading when he got Roman trapped against the ropes. Roman dropped to the canvas and Foreman caught him with a right while he was down. Referee Jay Edson ruled it wasn't a knockdown and that Foreman's follow-up was unintentional. Action resumed, and Foreman dropped Roman with a sledgehammer right. Roman made it to his feet, and Foreman started swinging for the fences before landing a fierce right uppercut. Roman was down again, and this time he would not beat the count. It was a first-round knockout for Foreman. On March 26, 1974, Foreman made the second defense of his heavyweight world championship when he squared off against Ken Norton. It was a tactical opening round where Norton was looking to establish his left as Foreman patiently stalked him in search of openings. There were some heated exchanges between the two and the tension was high. In round 2, Foreman landed a bludgeoning shot that staggered Norton. Foreman followed up with a sequence of hard punches that dropped Norton. He made it to his feet, but another heavy-handed attack from the champion had him down again. Norton continued battling, but Foreman soon overwhelmed him once more. The fight was over. It was a second-round technical knockout for Foreman. Foreman made the third defense of his heavyweight world championship on October 30th, 1974, when he faced former champion Muhammad Ali. Right from the onset, Foreman was having a lot of difficulty coping with Ali's quicker hands, and Foreman was also having trouble finding his range. This trend persisted. Ali was very resourceful, and he was using a combination of movement, crowding, space, and ring smarts to neutralize Foreman's heavy attacks. Ali was twisting and turning and blocking and dodging, and he was utilizing the loose ropes to great advantage. Slowly but surely, with each passing round, Ali was effectively wearing Foreman down. In the 8th round, Ali unloaded with a series of sharp shots that sent Foreman staggering down. Referee Zach Clayton counted him out and the fight was over. It was an 8th round knockout and Muhammad Ali had just become the new, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Foreman got his next opportunity to fight for a title on April 19, 1991, when he challenged undisputed WBC, WBA, IBF heavyweight champion Evander "Real Deal" Holyfield. This one was largely a tactical affair with some explosive moments scattered throughout. Foreman was having some spots of success, and he even managed to rock Holyfield a couple of times along the way. But despite having some difficulty, Holyfield was outboxing and out-hustling his older challenger throughout the majority of the contest. At the end of 12 rounds of action, Holyfield was awarded a unanimous decision victory with scores of 115 to 112, 117 to 110, and 116 to 111. On June 7, 1993, Foreman squared off against Tommy Morrison for the vacant WBO title. At this time, the WBO was not viewed as a major world championship, but it was widely regarded as the next best thing following the big three of that era. Morrison proved to be an extremely tricky opponent for Big George. Morrison utilized good movement, and he was effectively able to stick and move while steering himself out of harm's way. Referee Mills Lane deducted a point from Foreman in the 10th for a low blow, and at the conclusion of 12 rounds, Morrison was awarded a unanimous decision victory with one judge scoring it 118 to 109, and the other two judges scoring it 117 to 110. Morrison had just won the vacant WBO strap. Foreman's next chance at a title came on November 5th, 1994, when he challenged the undefeated, unified WBA IBF heavyweight world champion Michael Moorer. The champion utilized his superior speed and athleticism to his advantage, and Moorer was able to outbox Foreman with quickness and movement. Foreman was having some spots of success here and there, but by and large the champion was controlling the action and dictating the terms of the fight. Foreman was having a lot of difficulty finding his range, but in round 10, Foreman hammered Moorer with a right hand that would make boxing history. Moorer was down, and he was counted out by referee Joe Cortez. Big George Foreman had just become the new unified heavyweight champion of the world, making him the oldest boxer to ever win the heavyweight world championship, a record that stands to this very day. Foreman made the first defense of his IBF championship on April 22, 1995, when he faced challenger Axel Schultz. Foreman had been stripped of the WBA version of the title prior to this bout. This was a competitive fight. It was a tactical match where Schultz was using movement and Foreman was being judicious with his punches. Schultz wound up making a strong account of himself, especially in the later portions of the contest where he was making good use of his pesky right hand. At the conclusion of 12 rounds, Foreman was awarded a somewhat controversial majority decision, with one judge scoring it 114 apiece, overruled by the other two judges who both had it 115 to 113 for Big George. This wound up being the final championship contest during the long and illustrious Hall of Fame career of Big George Foreman, although he did hold a valid claim to the lineage until November 22, 1997, when he lost a controversial majority decision against Shannon Briggs. In conclusion, with regards to championship contests, all of which took place at heavyweight, the final championship record for George Foreman consisted of 8 contests with 5 victories, 3 defeats, 0 draws, and 4 of those 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Although technically speaking, the WBO was not considered a major world title at that time, which would actually make George's final championship ledger read as 7 contests with 5 wins and 2 losses. This would be a more accurate final ledger in my estimation. But going forward, for the purposes of this series, I will also include WBO title bouts that happened during the 1990s, so that when I eventually cover guys like Marco Antonio Barrera or Prince Nassim Hamed, for a couple of examples, their WBO bouts will be included in the chronology. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.